Note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today, before we do the live stream that we've got planned for later, okay, so make sure you subscribe, notifications on, because there's multiple live streams some days, right? I wanted to give you the update in this Kada Scott case. She's still missing, but there's a person in custody. Okay, so they got a suspect in custody. They need the public's help, meaning the Philadelphia police need the public's help to share the information about this guy, his car and everything, because they have not found Kada Scott. So let me just quickly show you this little update right here, and then we're going to watch the press conference together, okay? So this is what they have shared. This is the most recent one. The press conference just happened just a few minutes ago. If you could please like and share so that other people can learn about this information, especially if they haven't followed this case. And if you did not see part 1, I hope you'll check it out. I will link it in the description box for you afterwards as well. I was actually just quickly sharing on X that Kada Scott is still missing. So if you guys see that, if you could repost it as well. Tickety boo, thank you for being a member for 2 months. And Janet Murphy, did I see correctly that it's your, is it 1 or 2 years? It's your 2-year Grizzlyversary, right? It's your 2-year Grizzlyversary, is it not? Happy Grizzlyversary to you. I saw your badge change to a lighthouse. Okay, so Philadelphia. A suspect has been arrested and charged with kidnapping in connection with the disappearance of a Philadelphia woman. Police announced on Wednesday. Kada Scott, 23 years old, has been missing since early October. Officials said the suspect has been identified as 21-year-old Keon King. So this is the guy that they have in custody. Now, while King is in custody, police said there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. We are treating this as if Miss Scott is still alive, Deputy Commissioner Frank Venor told for the Philadelphia Police said during Wednesday's press conference. The number one priority is locating Miss Scott, Deputy Commissioner John Stanford added. Police said that this guy has an alleged pattern with this type of history and are asking any other possible victims to come forward. Now that is incredibly scary. So they said that now is the time to make that phone call and let us know, Stanford said. The assistant district attorney said King is also allegedly connected to a previous kidnapping and strangulation case from 2025. That case was never tried because the victim did not appear in court, clearly out of fear, right? Police also said that they are trying to identify a car in connection with the case. So if you saw this car anyway, here's the license plate number. If you have any ring cam, dash cam, any video of it, if you saw something happening with it, if you saw this at the Arboretum that we looked at in part 1 or anywhere in Philadelphia, they're saying in all the areas, please call it in. You just don't know if the tip that you have or the bit of information that you have could actually help this case. And it probably will. They always say any small puzzle piece will help. They said, we believe she may have been in that vehicle, the assistant district attorney said. The vehicle is described as a 1999 gold Toyota Camry with Pennsylvania tag of M for Mike, SX0797. They say the vehicle has been seen in various locations across the city and ask anyone who sees a car like it to call police. See, so they're still looking for the car as well. It could hold some forensic evidence. It's very important for the case to then look out for the car as well. So not only if you have seen it, if you do see it, and you could see there's a lot of damage to the left-hand side, the front left-hand side here. Or if you're looking at the car, it's on the right-hand side, right? And there's the license plate number that they've shared as well. Now, they said that the vehicle's been seen in various locations across the city and ask anyone who sees a car like it to call police. Every person listening to this, whether you're in North Philly, Southwest, Northwest, please open your eyes and see if you locate this car or if you've seen this car. Please contact us and give us that information, Stanford said, adding the public has been very, very helpful thus far in providing a lot of information, which the investigators have been able to track down a lot of the leads, which has helped us get to this point here. So the public is helping. So please continue to help. You guys are the best. This community is so proactive. You guys are so great at sharing and resharing and liking and getting the story out, the flyers out, all of that. So thank you so much. Now, police said that King and Scott do know each other, but it's unclear for how long. This comes just days after officials said homicide investigators were assisting in the case. They said just to have more resources. So they said the case was shifted to homicide because we have the most experienced investigators in a homicide unit. They have the most experience dealing with all types of investigations. They also have the most resources available to them, Stanford explained on Wednesday. Scott was last seen leaving her workplace, a senior living facility in Chestnut Hill, on the night of Saturday, October 4th. Before her disappearance, Scott had told people that she was being harassed. Police say her car was still at work and her phone is dead. Action News learned that police searched a home last Thursday night on the 5500 block of Belmar Terrace in southwest Philadelphia. The next day, police were out in force searching the Aubrey Arboretum in Germantown, which is about 3 miles from where Scott was last seen. Officials said during Wednesday's update that the search came up with negative results. Family and friends have been out looking for the 23-year-old too. Canvass the neighborhoods, any leads we can possibly get so we can possibly get forward to the police in hopes of getting my daughter back home. I think that's her mom saying that, right? Said Scott. Now, as the search is well into its second week, her family is anxious for answers and pleading for anyone who may know anything to come forward. As Esme says, see something, say something. Thank you so much, Esme. They've also started a GoFundMe. They say the money raised will be a reward for credible information that leads to finding Kada. You never know what little, small, minuscule information may apply to the big picture, the puzzle that might get Kada home. So whatever you think may help, call and report it to the police department, said Scott. Sources say the FBI is also assisting with the search and investigation. That is good to know because they also come with a lot of resources. Okay, so here's the tip line as well. It's in the description box too. And one more time, this is who's in custody. This guy, 21-year-old Keon King, who has a previous case where he kidnapped a woman, strangled her, but she survived. And they will tell us at this press conference we're about to watch that it was, supposed to go to court and everything, but the witness did not appear in court. And so I would say probably because they were very, very afraid. And so they dismissed the case. And they say he's got a pattern. This is a very scary person, and he's only 21 years old. Like, holy crap, oh my word. Okay, so are you ready to watch the press conference with me? This just happened, as I said, just a few minutes ago. So we're going to watch this together. It's about 16 minutes or so that we'll watch together here and get updated on what is going on in Kada Scott's case. Please do, again, like and share so that others know that we are live right now. If you want notifications for upcoming live streams, you can join Patreon, the free tier, right? My patreon.com/Grizzly to Crime. If you just join the free tier, you should get most of the notifications for these YouTube live streams. Okay, so here we go.
That's all right.
Okay. Oh, I'm very in here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Oh.
You want to stand on this, like
What?
on the pillar?
I'll just go.
All right.
You want us over here in front of the pillar?
Yeah, just so I think they can
Okay.
capture that.
Actually, we're going to send you this electronically. Yeah.
Well, I think you're blocking him. I think you're blocking him. I know. It does. Yes. Yes. All right. We're good? Good. All right. Everybody ready? Okay. All right. Good morning. Just want to give you an update on the disappearance of Kada Scott, which occurred on October 4th, 11 days ago. I'm going to provide you an update in terms of an individual that is currently in custody for his involvement in the disappearance of Ms. Scott. However, still a lot of work needs to be done. And so just want to make that very clear as to why we are here and the information that you will receive. Essentially letting you know how we have gotten here, but more so the public's help that we need right now. The public has been very, very helpful thus far in providing a lot of information, which the investigators have been able to track down a lot of the leads, which has helped us get to this point here. But as I said, a lot of work still to be done. the #1 priority is locating Ms. Scott. I just want to make that very clear. And so while we are at this stage of this now, that's our priority. And so we will ask for your help in locating this vehicle, which you'll get a little more information. It's a 1999 metallic gold Toyota Camry with a Pennsylvania tag of MSX0797. But we need to know where this car is. We need to find this car. Making this very clear, it's not to just focus on the northwest section of the city of Philadelphia. This car has traversed through the entire city. And so I want that to be clear, that every neighborhood, every person listening to this, whether you're in North Philly, South Philly, Southwest, Northwest, please open your eyes and see if you locate this car, or if you have seen this car, please contact us and give us that information.
I mean, that's really important to look out for the vehicle, especially, of course, if you live in Philadelphia. They said this vehicle's been all over Philadelphia because, I mean, I hate to say it, but there could be a body in the vehicle. There could be forensic evidence in the vehicle. There could be clues that could lead to Kada Scott. Maybe because this person that they've arrested has been charged with kidnapping. And he's got a pattern of doing this. The previous victim, he kidnapped and strangled, but she survived. So that's scary. So please do look out for the vehicle.
The second part of this is the individual that Deputy Commissioner Venor will provide his information very shortly. Want folks to understand this person has a little bit of a pattern of this type of history. And so we want to encourage anyone that may have been involved with this individual, anyone that may know this individual, please, at this point in time, make that phone call. Feel comfortable enough to call us and let us know if you have any information regarding this person, regarding any interaction you've had with this individual. If you have been a victim of any crime regarding this individual, I want you to understand now is the time to make that phone call and let us know. Give us that information so that we can continue on. Again, just want to make it very clear that a lot of work has been done, starting off with Northwest Detective Division, and then this case shifting over to homicide, making it very clear that the case was shifted to homicide because we have the most experienced investigators in our homicide unit. They have the most experience dealing with all types of investigations. They also have the most resources available to them. And so we have the hopes that we are still treating this as if Ms. Scott is still alive, and that's why we want the public's help in trying to locate every single piece of this. But I just wanted to make that clear because I know that there's been some reports once it shifted over to homicide, folks not understanding the why. And so that's the reason behind that. At this point in time, again, appreciate the help that we've gotten. I want to turn everything over to Deputy Venor to go into more details about the individual that has been taken into custody and some other pertinent facts of the investigation.
Right. All right, good morning. Just to reiterate what the Commissioner Stanford said, we've been investigating this since Saturday, October 4th in the evening, the last time Kada Scott was seen at her place of work up in Mount Airy area. Our evidence that we followed, and we did involve a lot of investigators on this, led us to several places, that digital evidence, and as everybody knows, we searched a very large area up in the Arboretum, and we came up really with negative results. After that time, we asked the Homicide Division, the FBI Violent Crime Task Force to enter into the investigation to assist. All right, and we continued our search trying to track Ms. Scott's whereabouts along with anybody she may have encountered during that time. Our evidence is pretty clear that she was in communication with an individual. That individual appears to meet her very shortly after she leaves her place of work. And very shortly after that, she disappears off of the footprint. We have a lot of digital evidence, video and other, which provides us with this individual by the name of Keon, K-E-O-N, King, K-I-N-G. We believe this individual, and through our evidence, we were able to charge this individual. The district attorney was able to charge the individual. You'll hear from them shortly with kidnapping at this point. It's very important to know we're not done our investigation. We need to find Ms. Scott, figure out where she is, or what may have happened to her to cause her to completely disappear from all her items, her phone, her Instagram, social media sites, and everywhere else, work. She left her car at that location. So it's very important that this individual, who does have prior history of being arrested, especially for this very same thing, this year was charged with kidnapping another female acquaintance. That case was dismissed from court, and I'll explain it. It's going to be refiled now as we're going to move forward to attempt. So he's being really charged with 2 cases today of kidnapping. And in that case, it involves assaults that occurred during the kidnapping. So this is a pattern.
That is very scary. For a 21-year-old, look at this guy. It doesn't matter how old someone is. I'm just like, damn, he's 21 years old. And this year, he kidnapped another victim? He kidnapped a lady? And in that case, they said it was kidnapping and strangulation, but the victim managed to get out of the car. I think they talk a bit more about it later. She managed to get out of the car. And so that case was dismissed. The victim did not show up to the court to testify against him. Again, I would say out of fear. But now it sounds like they aren't back in contact with that victim, because not only do they have enough evidence to charge him with kidnapping now, but they're also refiling that case. So that's good, because it means he's less likely to then get out, right? Because this sounds like a very dangerous individual, even though he's innocent or proven guilty in a court of law. So it's very important to find the vehicle to be able to then get even more clues as to where is Kada or what happened to her.
Of behavior, that vehicle that you've seen, the Toyota Camry, was his vehicle, all right? That vehicle's not recovered, all right? Some of the stuff he did as we attempted to find him was he got rid of things like the car, the phone. We're not able to find things that he was using. He had an address in Southwest Philadelphia. He had other addresses that it looks like he's not using anymore. So he attempted to elude us for some time. He did come in last night. He's here being processed, but there's a lot of questions we still have. So we're asking the public's help. We need it more than ever. This car, you'll see a better picture of it. We sent it to you digitally. It's a gold-colored Camry, 1999. It has heavy front-end damage on the left front bumper. All right, that's being described that way several times. We know it's been in the Mount Airy area. We have photos of it in Center City. We have pictures of it in Grace Ferry area and in Southwest Philadelphia. So it's possible that it could be anywhere. It could be outside the city. So if somebody sees this, thinks they know where this car is, it's very possible it doesn't have this tag on it anymore. So if you see a car like it, we're urging you to call police, have it investigated. Any information on this, you can call our tip line, 215-686-TIPS, 8477, or the Homicide Division directly, and give that information. All right, I'm going to turn things over to ADA Teslowski, who could speak a little more about the charges and potentially other charges that he's facing.
Thank you.
They said they need the public's help more than ever. So please like and share, screenshot and share, do whatever you can, find their page, share from there, because the more people that see this, the better, especially, of course, locals. The more people in Philadelphia that see this, the better, because they might not have heard of this case yet. But it's so important to look out for that vehicle and any clues of Kada Scott, because she's still missing. While they have this 21-year-old in custody, they have not found his vehicle and they have not found Kada Scott. And they're saying all of her devices are no longer traceable from very shortly after she disappeared from her workplace, meaning her iPad, her Apple Watch, her cell phone, all of that, her social media accounts, no activity. So that's really scary. But you just never know. There's always hope. He could have, of course, locked her somewhere, put her somewhere, and she needs to be found and rescued. So it's really important to share this. Okay, let's hear what else they've got to say.
My name is Ashley Teslowski. I am an assistant district attorney in the homicide unit. I became involved in this investigation last week when the investigation was turned over to the homicide unit. So I became the assigned ADA when detectives Rob Daly and Joe Kremen took over the case. The first thing I want to say is that PPD and our federal partners and Detective Daly and Detective Kremen have done an amazing job to get us where we are. Today I'm joined by Tracy Washington, from our Victim Services Unit, and also Bob Listenby, the first assistant of our office. What I can confirm is that our office, as of the early morning hours into the early morning hours this morning, did charge this individual with charges, the lead charge being kidnapping. You know, as we've said multiple times at this point, we do not know where Ms. Scott is. So at this point, our lead charge is kidnapping. What we're able to confirm and what I was able to charge based on is what we know, which has already been said, which is that this person, Mr. King, is the last person we believe to be in contact with her, and that he was in contact with her when she went offline, meaning her phone, everything. So at this point, the investigation has led us here, and we're able to charge him with kidnapping, recklessly endangering another person, use of a communication facility, meaning his phone. We were able to track his phone and communications on his phone. He's being processed as we speak. When I picked up this investigation, one of the things that our office also learned was that he did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file, and after an
Guys, get stuck here for a second.
He was served on that as a part of our conversation with him. Him being here and being processed on the new charges, he was served for that, so he will also be facing a preliminary hearing on that previous kidnapping case as well. So at this point, he will have 2 open kidnapping cases that will face preliminary hearings in the coming months.
Okay, I've got about 5 minutes left of the press conference. Southern Calibre said, did they give the local, you mean like the area where they arrested him? Not that I saw. I didn't hear them say that. We'll listen a bit more to see if anyone asked that question.
I don't know if there's any questions.
For the district attorney's office, how many times does a defendant, does the case appear before a judge that it's then withdrawn? I mean, how many times does this matter come before a judge and the decision then gets made, it's withdrawn?
It depends. In this specific case, what I could tell you is that after the first listing, when the victim failed to appear, the case was marked what I'll call must be tried, which is a little bit of a court lingo, but basically saying if it's not tried by the next listing, it'll either be dismissed or withdrawn. It was marked that way after the first listing when she didn't appear in court, and then at the second listing, when again we didn't have the witness or the victim in court, it was at that point withdrawn given the previous marking.
Do you have a date of birth?
I do not, but I'm sure we can get that.
Yeah, okay.
The video that was seen of the vehicle in the area of freedom, so we believe that's the vehicle that.
So this vehicle has been traveling all over the city. So we do believe this video is involved in what we're talking about, and we have it all over the city in concert with how he's moving as well. We have it. Yep, we have the date of birth for you. It is 5/6/2004. So 5/6/2004.
Do you guys know how the two knew each other, how long it had been, and is this the specific individual that Kada had expressed concern about, specifically harassment?
I'm not willing to comment on that at this time. That's still very much being investigated in terms of their relationship and how long they knew each other.
So the significance of the car right now, the urgency, if you will, can you address why we believe people need to find this car?
Sure, I can certainly comment on that, or if you want to. I mean, at this point, we believe he is connected to this vehicle. We also believe she may have been in that vehicle.
As far as the other case, the kidnapping case,
Yes.
can you just explain some of the circumstances surrounding that case, as brief as you need to be?
Sure. That case is an individual that was known to him, a domestic in nature. And what I can say is the allegations in that case are that he kidnapped a woman in front of her house, threw her in her car, assaulted her, and then eventually let her out of the car. There is some video evidence, I believe, that'll be played at the preliminary hearing, but that was domestic in nature.
And do you have a time or about when that happened?
It was this year in 2025. The case was withdrawn in May, so it predates that by a little bit.
Where was the last location this car was seen?
I don't know if we have exactly the last location, but what I can say is through our investigation, it was tracked all over the city, in multiple areas of the city in multiple different time periods throughout, the entire length of this investigation.
When police were at an address in Southwest Philadelphia last Thursday night, was that one of his addresses?
It was one of the addresses connected to this investigation.
Do you believe anyone else might be helping King or possibly be driving that vehicle for him?
In terms of other people being involved, I don't have comment on that at this time. It's still very much being investigated. There have been several phone numbers involved that we've been tracking, but all roads at this point lead to him, and so that's what we're hoping leads us to her.
After she arrives at work at 10 o'clock, how big is the time window that she actually remains at work before leaving?
Yeah.
She's not there long at all. She gets there maybe just before 10, and right after, she's out maybe 20 minutes. That's what I'm told.
Are they communicating at this point?
We believe they are, yeah.
Do you know how the two knew each other?
I don't. I don't know their relationship. Obviously, they had a connection. They're going back and forth, and they've known each other for a short time, but I don't know how long.
Do you know if she was willingly meeting him, or?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
We're going to take a couple more questions just to get this information out there. Two more questions?
I just wanted to see, is he saying anything, is he being interviewed?
I'm not going to comment on that at this point.
Next question.
All right, good.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, well, that all sounds very scary, but at least there's some information that we know now about also how long was she at work, because that was a huge question. The family's GoFundMe actually said she was last seen at work between 10 and 10:30 p.m., and that actually matches now what the police are saying as well, that she got there just before 10 p.m. and then she went outside and she was wearing her work scrubs. Remember they said? Like she got ready for work. She was wearing her work scrubs and she was ready to start her night shift. That was supposed to be from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. And maybe this guy said, I'm outside. I brought you some flowers, or just come here quickly. I just want to give you something. And maybe he had a weapon then. Maybe he coerced her to get in the car, to turn off her phone, to do whatever. We just don't know, but he just does sound very dangerous based on his previous conduct, which is a case from 2025, which they're also going to charge him with. So just to quickly recap for you, and I also do want to put this address where they said they searched a house. I don't know if it's linked to this guy or not, but I just want to put that onto the map as well, which they said what? They're looking for this 1999 gold Toyota Camry with Pennsylvania tag of MSX0797. So even if you find the license plate by itself, like if you chucked it somewhere, right? Just call that in. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the vehicle. Now, what was that address? Didn't we read an address? They searched a house on the Wednesday, the 5500 block there of Belmar Terrace in Southwest Philadelphia. So hold on one second. Belmar Terrace, Philadelphia. How about that? We put that in just to see. And I'll show you the map in a moment. Okay. So firstly, let's move my logo so we can just see properly. So this is the guy they arrested, a 21-year-old Keon King. Now, it's important as well, if you have had any negative experiences with him, anything, well, actually anything to tell the police about him. If you know this guy, knew this guy, saw him, whatever it is, please call that in to the tip lines, which they've shared. It's on all the articles. It's in the description box of this video as well and on my presentation. They are urgently looking for a 1999 gold Toyota Camry with this Pennsylvania tag, MSX0797. Lots of damage to the front bumper, as you can see there. So that's the most important update for today. Now, just to quickly recap here, Kada Scott, in the days leading up to October 4th of 2025, which is the last time she was seen that evening, Kada told her friends that she was being harassed by an unknown individual on the phone. Now, I saw some comments on the previous live stream of people saying, well, why doesn't she give more information? I'm like, why are we victim blaming? She could have been like, maybe it was someone telemarketing or, you know what I mean, cold calling or whatever. We don't know the context of that. It's just some information that her friends and family had shared. Now, on October 4th, Kada left her family home for work at 9:45 p.m., which was very close to work. It's like a 5-minute drive from her home to her workplace. And she was going to start an overnight shift. And she only started working there 2 weeks before. So what I was speculating last time is the person who I had alleged kidnapped her, which now we can say kidnapped, right? Because this guy is a suspect and he's charged with kidnapping. And he's got a history of kidnapping. Oh, okay. So the person who kidnapped her may have been stalking her. may have, if she's like on Snapchat or, you know, sharing, you know, you can share your location, sometimes even on Instagram. Maybe he was stalking her for all we know, because she was only working there for 2 weeks, and maybe he knew her patterns. And maybe he's like, I'm outside your workplace. And she's like, what the hell is he doing out here? Let me go look. Let me go look. Anyway, so her shift was supposed to be from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. at the Terrace at Chestnut Hill, an assisted living facility, the one without the cameras outside, which is a pity. She did not finish her shift. She was last seen wearing her black scrubs and leaving the building shortly after she arrived, but she did not leave in her car. It was still in the parking lot. And there's no surveillance footage around the facility. But it sounds like they have plenty of video evidence of his vehicle all over the place, but now they don't know where the vehicle is. So that's unfortunate. On October 5th, Kada's family reported her missing, so that this was totally out of character. They could not reach her on the phone, and so the investigation began. Police found her vehicle in the parking lot. They say that they know she did not, no, sorry, they know that she arrived at work, but that she left shortly after. Kada's keys, iPad, iPhone, Apple Watch are likely with her because they were not found in the car and not found at work. Her cell phone was immediately powered off, preventing tracking. Police say they have evidence that Kada did not leave voluntarily. So that would be the video evidence that they told us about today, right? On October 10th, police searched this Aubrey Arboretum. Other clips, news clips that I've been watching, because I try to follow all these cases, right? We want to keep an eye on all of it. Thanks to everyone who's also emailing me with updates about this. You know, every interview, every news clip and everything. They did at first say they thought they found some items of clothing, but now the police again say they just found absolutely nothing. There were negative results from that search. They didn't find anything of interest in this case. But on other news clips, they said that there was video evidence of a vehicle going into that arboretum and then exiting again. That is why they went to search there. I do wonder then, is it, I can't remember now how they answered the question. Is it that vehicle? They do believe that he was driving that vehicle, that it's his car, and they also do believe that she was in the vehicle. So they have that. So that's pretty scary. I don't know what happened at the Arboretum, but they didn't find any evidence there. They need to find the vehicle. Michael Schmidt says, Grüße aus Deutschland. Thank you so much. He said, I hope so. They'll be happy to meet him in prison. No pity for me for this thing. Thank you so much, Michael, for your support, for your sticker. Now, they searched all of that, and as we know, nothing much was found. The reason they also searched it, her family said, the police have not said this, but her family told the news, who then made a news clip saying that her Apple Watch lost pinged at the Arboretum. There was a pin there to say she was somewhere near there, and then everything had been turned off. Her phone was already off, iPad off, Apple Watch, but then the Apple Watch was within 3 miles, not far from her workplace. Everything, all electronics off. And they said not traceable. Now, sometimes we know, depending on the device, even though a device is off, the FBI, for example, may have resources to be able to track those devices anyway. I'm sure they're working very hard on that. Looking at all the social media, looking at the messages, particularly between Kada and this guy now. And who else he was talking to. And are there other victims? Because it's very possible, right? Okay, so we've gone over the red flags. We talked about who Kada is, what she looks like, showed some photos as well, and she just recently started working at that place. This is how to help. Look out for the vehicle. If you see the vehicle, if you saw the vehicle, if you have ring cam, dash cam, anything to offer, you can call Northwest Detectives. You can also submit anonymous tips. You can share her photo and details widely. Maybe someone sees her, maybe you dropped her off somewhere, for all we know. You know, we just don't know. We can't decide what we think happened because we don't know. It's best to keep an open mind and to keep the information flowing to the police, right? Sure. So I really hope that she will be found. Now, let me just quickly, very quick map time, okay? We'll just quickly recap what we saw last time. Okay, and we are back. Now, I don't know if I show you this article, if this has anything to do with this guy, because what they said in the article was, Action News learned that police searched a home last Thursday night on the 5500 block of Belmar Terrace in southwest Philadelphia. The next day, police were out in force searching the Aubrey Arboretum in Germantown, which is about 3 miles from where Scott was last seen. So I'm not sure what they were searching for there, But so we don't have context for that, but I can at least put that on the map. So here is the terrace at Chestnut Hill. This is where Kada was last seen. So she just started her shift. I mean, if we just go, Stefan, are you telling them to buckle up? If we just look at it, it would be over here. Yeah, this is the assisted living facility where Kada had just started working 2 weeks prior, and she was on a night shift, right? Working from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. And shortly after she arrived, she went outside and was gone. I wonder what her co-workers thought. You know, I know she was new on the job, so it's not like they know her patterns or anything, but I just wonder if anyone like tried to call her or say like what happened to her or what, or if no one noticed. I don't know. But apparently they said there's no cameras outside this assisted living facility. There may be inside for all we know. I have also seen on social media some complaints about the place. Not that I'm trying to throw shade on the place at all, but I don't know. People were on social media, on the Facebook groups, complaining about it. But anyway, if we go to, that is where she was last seen. That is where they believe that she was abducted from. Now, the area they searched is this Arboretum, which now makes sense if they search this town, this area south, more south. Look there, here's the Arboretum. Okay, wait, I've got it still on cycling. We want it on driving. Okay, we want to drive. You could tell I don't have a car in Switzerland, hey. Cycling around on Google Maps, okay. So if we go to this address, this is just one, they said the 5500 block in this area, Belmar Terrace, is somewhere where they had searched. Did they have a search warrant? What was going on there? What did they know? I wonder. They didn't give us any context to that. So yeah, let's hope they're checking all of this as well. Look at this entire nature area here too, which is pretty scary. So no, you could see it's a wide area. We don't know what they were doing there, but they said that car was traveling all over Philadelphia. So yeah, if you live in Philadelphia, you can jog your memory, keep your eyes peeled, look out for that car, right? Okay, so that's all we have now, right? That's what we know so far. And most importantly, this is what to look out for, is the vehicle at this point. The vehicle and Kada. That's what to look out for. If you spot Kada, call the police. If you spot this vehicle, call the police, because they think it could hold clues as to what happened to Kada Scott. 23 years old. Whole life ahead of her, of course. And I really always hope that there will be a positive outcome. This case does sound pretty scary, especially if in the past he kidnapped someone and is accused of strangulation. I'm glad the victim survived, but it does sound scary. There is risk, of course, but I just really hope we can keep the hope alive and that Kada can be found. I really feel for her family. Please leave some kind comments for them as well. There were some unkind comments on the previous live stream about them, and I'm like, why? Why do people do that? Why? It's like a missing person. Like, let's focus on that, right? Oh my word. So thank you so much. If you are watching live with me right now, please share it in case other people missed it. I'm live earlier than usual right now. Maybe people didn't know I'm live, right? Maybe they didn't see the notification. So if you like and share, it will help YouTube tell the people that I was live, because I'm going to be live later again on a different case, a case we've never talked about before. We'll talk about that one for the first time. And also leave some comments below as well. I look forward to reading them, reading your thoughts, seeing maybe kind comments of support for the family. And let's hope when we meet again, there will be a positive outcome. I'm just glad that they already have somebody in custody. They're making progress in this case, but the most important now is, of course, to find Kada Scott. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, mods. I know that was like, just told all the mods, we're going live now. Okay, we have to talk about this press conference. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next live stream. We're going to teleport to it now. It's going to happen later today, and I'm going to put the link in the chat as I say goodbye to you guys. So I'll see you over there.